Here is time for legal discussion with Mr. Fitzgerald Lewis and Mr. Ali Azhar, attorneys at law from the Law Office of Lewis and Associates, Falls Church, Virginia. As you may know, this is a very popular segment among immigrant community.
Namaste viewers, this is Fitzgerald Lewis
and Ali Azhar
from the law offices of Lewis and Associates in Falls Church, Virginia, and you're watching us on Sagarmatha television program. So Ali, what are we talking about today?
I think we're going to continue with the family saga that we have going on, Mr.
We will. I'm tired of families.
It's unfortunate, I laugh at it, but in a lot of cases it's not a laughing matter. It's actually quite remorseful to hear. One of the questions that we have had, and I don't know why, maybe it's the season, but we do have situations where people did enter into a good faith marriage, things don't work out, they start by throwing pots and pans at each other, and then, you know, more lethal items. The question really is, what happens if things are not working out? I know the US citizen usually comes back and says, well, this person never intended to marry me. The foreigner says, well, this person has got me by the throat most of the times. So how does one, I mean, can they salvage anything out of this? And if they can, what are the time frames? What are the timelines? And really, what is the CIS really looking at? Because we know we are, one in every 2 marriages almost ends up in divorce in the US. So, I mean, it's a reality that does occur.
Right. Well, the first thing is, depends on what you're dealing with reference to situation. In most of these cases, you're dealing with either with a person who has already gotten their initial green card. Let's say the marriage is 1 year old, they got their green card, and now there's a problem where they have to file for removal of condition, and the marriage is not there. The spouses, the relationships have deteriorated, and they're broken off. So let's take that scenario first. If you already have a 2-year green card, you must apply for the removal of that restriction on your green card and make it a permanent green card 90 days prior to the 2nd anniversary of that green card. So if things are not working out, the first thing is you need to be divorced, because you cannot file a removal of condition application unless you are divorced. You have to either file jointly or you have to be divorced. It doesn't work any other way. I know people come in and they've been told by other lawyers, or they did it themselves thinking, well, you know, we are not working out, but I must file. It does not work. It will lead you into deportation. You're better off waiting, getting a divorce, and then filing for the removal of condition. At that time, you must prove...
Even though you're at the stage where you need to file immediately?
It doesn't matter.
So
yeah, exactly. It's like getting on a train without a ticket. It doesn't work. You know, so you got to be divorced first.
Right.
And people say, well, you know, if I file for divorce versus my husband, it doesn't matter who starts the divorce. Anyone can start the divorce, but the main thing is it should be finished before you file. Even if you're out of status, the law will allow you to adjust so long as you have a reason why you did not file in a timely fashion. So that's the most important thing that you need to remember. The second thing is the sole issue that you need to deal with is the fact that, was the marriage entered into in good faith? Was it a real marriage? If you are able to show all of this thing, now at that point you really need a very, very good attorney, because they are going to really look at the whole thing very, very carefully.
And essentially grill you.
Yeah, exactly. And therefore you need to have a good attorney who can do family law work, meaning the divorce part, and then also you have to have an attorney that can do the immigration part.
Right.
Now, if your attorney is the one who filed these papers in the first instance, that is, he cannot do any of these cases.
Right.
We are running out of time. We'll continue it next week. This is Fitzgerald Lewis
and Ali Azhar
saying goodbye and God bless for now.
Thank you.
Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Sagarmatha Television.
Now it is time for medical tip from Dr. Dan Vishwakarma. This medical tips is getting popular due to sudden weather changes. Here is Dr. Vishwakarma from Lurton, Virginia.
नमस्कार, म डाक्टर दान विश्वकर्मा। आज म यहाँहरूलाई यो हाम्रो यो समरको अथवा गर्मी महिनामा हुने केही रोगहरू अथवा इलनेसेस भनेर भनिन्छ, हिट रिलेटेड इलनेसेस अथवा चाहिँ यो इन्सेक्ट बाइटहरूको इलनेसेस बारेमा चाहिँ जानकारी लिएर आएको छु। आज सुरु गर्दाखेरिमा यो समर महिनामा हामीलाई चाहिँ यो घामको कारणले गर्दा एकदमै गर्मी भएको कारणले गर्दाखेरिमा चाहिँ हुने रोगहरूको बारेमा चाहिँ कुरा गर्दैछु। जसअनुसार चाहिँ यो हामीलाई चाहिँ यो हिट रिलेटेड इलनेसेसमा चाहिँ यो हिट र्यासदेखि लिएर सनबर्नदेखि लिएर हिट क्र्याम्प्सदेखि लिएर हाम्रो यो हिट एक्जर्सन भयो, त्यस्तै गरेर तपाईको हिट स्ट्रोक भन्ने खतरनाक पनि हुनसक्छ, अवस्था पनि आउन सक्छ। हिट र्यास यो प्रायः चाहिँ हाम्रो चाहिँ यो सनको लाइटमा चाहिँ सनलाइटमा चाहिँ एक्सपोज भएको पार्टहरूमा चाहिँ एकदमै रातो हुने, पोल्ने त्यस्तो खालको हुन्छ, जसलाई हामी सनबर्न भनेर भनिन्छ। भने र्यास चाहिँ हामीलाई चाहिँ जस्तै यो घमौरा आउने जस्तोदेखि लिएर तपाईको यो एकदमै रातो हुने, पोल्ने, दुख्ने त्यस्तोसम्ममा चाहिँ हिट र्यास भनेर भनिन्छ। यो दुईवटा कन्डिसनहरू चाहिँ प्रायः आफैले चाहिँ प्रिभेन्ट गर्न सकिन्छ। अब जस्तै पाउडरहरू लगाउने, बाहिर जाँदाखेरिमा चाहिँ यो सनब्लक लोसनहरू लगाउने, त्यस्तै गरेर ह्याटहरू लगाउने, त्यस्तो गऱ्यो भने चाहिँ केही हदसम्म चाहिँ रोक्न सकिन्छ। तर यदि हिट एक्जर्सन र हिट क्र्याम्पहरू भएको छ भने चाहिँ तपाईँहरूले चाहिँ एकदमै ध्यान दिनुपर्ने हुन्छ। यो चाहिँ एकदमै यो डरलाग्दो अवस्थामा परिणत पनि हुनसक्छ। आज म यहाँ कुरा गर्दाखेरिमा चाहिँ यो हिट क्र्याम्प्स र हिट एक्जर्सनको बारेमा कुरा गर्छु र अर्को पटक चाहिँ अर्को हप्ता चाहिँ म यो हिट स्ट्रोकको बारेमा चाहिँ कुरा गर्नेछु। हिट एक्जर्सन र हिट क्र्याम्प्स चाहिँ प्रायः यो बाहिर काम गर्ने मान्छेहरूलाई चाहिँ यो पसिना आएर शरीरबाट चाहिँ इलेक्ट्रोलाइटहरू त्यस्तै गरेर चाहिँ यो पानीको मात्रा चाहिँ धेरै लस भयो भने चाहिँ हामीलाई चाहिँ यो मसलहरू क्र्याम्प्स हुने, जस्तै गरेर तिघ्राको मसलहरू भयो, त्यस्तै गरेर एब्डोमेनको मसल भयो, आर्म्सको मसलहरू चाहिँ एकदम क्र्याम्प्स हुने हुन्छ र बिस्तारै त्यो चाहिँ बढेर चाहिँ हामीलाई चाहिँ यो टाउको दुख्ने, त्यसै गरेर नजिया भइराख्ने, उल्टी आउला जस्तो हुने नहुने अथवा उल्टी पनि आइहाल्ने त्यस्तो हुने हुन्छ। बिस्तारै गरेर यो चाहिँ अलिकति आफूलाई चाहिँ डिजिनेस भइराख्ने, पछि गएर चाहिँ त अब एकदम लडिएला जस्तो हुने त्यस्तो चाहिँ हुनसक्छ। यदि यस्तो अवस्था छ भने तपाईँले तुरुन्तै यो जे काम गरिराख्नु भएको छ, बाहिर जस्तै कन्स्ट्रक्सनमा गर्नुहुन्छ अथवा चाहिँ बाहिर खेलिराख्नु भएको छ भने त्यो तुरुन्तै रोकेर चाहिँ यहाँबाट चाहिँ अब आफूले प्रशस्त मात्रामा पानी पिउने, त्यस्तै गरेर इलेक्ट्रोलाइटहरू सप्लिमेन्ट गर्ने। जस्तै इलेक्ट्रोलाइट भन्नुको अर्थ चाहिँ गेटोरेड चाहिँ जहाँ पनि पाइन्छ त्यो चाहिँ पिउने र शीतल ठाउँमा जाने, एसीमा बस्ने र चाहिँ प्रशस्त मात्रामा चाहिँ रेस्ट गऱ्यो भने यो नर्मलमा आउन सक्छ। यदि त्यसो गर्नु भएन भने यो हिट स्ट्रोक भन्ने एउटा डेन्जरस अवस्था हुन्छ, त्यो अवस्थामा परिणत हुन सक्छ। आज हिट एक्जर्सन र हिट क्र्याम्प्सको बारेमा यति नै। अर्को हप्ता फेरि यो यस्तै जानकारी लिएर उपस्थित हुनेछु। त्यति बेलासम्मलाई बिदा दिनुहोस्। नमस्कार।